Good morning, everyone. Today we have a lot of things to be done in the kitchen, so I wanted to bring you along and kind of show you what we're doing, some prepping. Baby girl wants to come say hi. You say hi. Hey. She's got her Christmas jammies on. We wear these until we can't fit them anymore. But we've got a lot of prepping to be done in the kitchen today. We have a dinner tonight at our house. We have church friends coming over for dinner and a game night. And then tomorrow for our homeschool co-op is our big group lunch. And so we need to prepare some stuff for that as well. So I'm just gonna bring you along and let you see what we're doing today. One of the first things that we need to do is I'm making chicken noodle soup tonight. And so I got a whole chicken that we cooked, or not that we cooked, but that we raised back last year out of the freezer and let it thaw out, and I'm going to put it in the Instant Pot and cook it, and then we're going to take all the meat off of it and use that for the chicken noodle soup. And also my husband Matt wants to make buffalo chicken dip, so we'll use some of that chicken for that as well. So Ellison is taking a nap now. The big kids are working on independent schoolwork, and I'm going to use some of this. I made this chicken broth. I put chicken that we cooked last week into the crock pot and made some chicken broth. So I'm going to use that for cooking the chicken in here. I've got more in the fridge that we'll use for the soup as well. I'm going to do a little bit of seasoning on the chicken that we're about to cook, but not a whole ton, since it's going to be going into other recipes in a little bit that I'll add seasonings and stuff into those. So now that I have the chicken in the Instant Pot cooking, I'm going to brown some sausage for our co-op tomorrow. For co-op tomorrow, we're doing sausage potato soup. And so we have to leave fairly early in the morning. We gotta get up and go do chores, and then we're pretty much like rushing to get dressed and get out the door. So I'm trying to prep as much as I can on the front end so we have less to do in the morning, you know. So that's one thing that I'm working on. I know in one of the last videos I did for A Day in the Life, we talked about routines and trying to make life a little bit easier. And so one thing that I'm working on, and I'm not great at it yet, is just what can I do today to make tomorrow easier. And so just planning ahead, being really intentional about our week and seeing what we can get done ahead of time so that we're not frantic, you know, on the day of. So I'm gonna go ahead and brown this sausage that will go in the soup for tomorrow. Since we've got a lot going on today and tomorrow, I do this pretty much any days, but I've got me a list of things that need to be done. This can be like kitchen stuff for my business, all that. Have it listed on here on a piece of paper. And then also today, I got the honor of sharing on, there's a Instagram account called the Women's Homestead Society, and I was asked to share, kind of take over their account for 2 days and to share just about our life and some like behind the scenes stuff on there. So I'm doing that as well. So I'm kind of documenting our day in 2 different places. So my list helps me from going insane. I've got my to-dos up at the top, and then some things I want to share about on the Instagram takeover account. So helps me to keep everything straight. Creating community for us is really important, and you know, that looks like creating community in a lot of different places. So like church, creating community there, creating community within our homeschool groups, with the homesteading community. And of course, like sometimes those things overlap, you know, those communities overlap. We attend church with some of the people we go to homeschool co-op with, and some of our great friends also homestead, and they go to our church and they go to our co-op. So those things, you know, they overlap, but then some of them are kind of separate as well. And then also creating community with our family, with, you know, our siblings and our parents and grandparents. All of that's really important to us. And so sometimes that looks like taking extra time, like today, to create meals and things and making sure the house is clean and getting things prepped and ready. And of course it takes extra effort, you know, to do that, and to have people over, but it's always worth it. We've just found that there's so much importance in that, so it's worth, you know, the extra time and effort. All right, our chicken is done cooking. I'm gonna let it sit. It's gonna do a natural pressure release for about 15 minutes, and then we'll take it out, put it out to cool before we can take the meat off of it. I just finished browning this sausage, so we're gonna finish getting it drained, get all the grease drained out of it. And then another thing that we need to do is make cookies for co-op tomorrow. Emma Kate and I are gonna work on that. She wants to help me out. And she asked why we're not making homemade cookies, which is a great question. I just couldn't add that to my plate today. So we are making store-bought cookies from pack. So it's all about balance here, you know. Try to make some stuff homemade. It doesn't always happen. There's got to be balance, like a 80-20 balance, or I might lose my mind, because I'm still learning how to cook from scratch. And on days like today, when we have a lot going on, preparing for today and tomorrow, you know, you just have to pick your battles.
So I'm excited for you guys to dig in. We didn't want to overwhelm you and like give you all of it all at once.
I'm part of a coaching community. It's called Look Up Collective, and we have like different coaching lessons each week that we get on and listen to. And so that's what you just saw. It's usually Mondays at like 10 o'clock, so I try to knock out some tasks around the house while I'm listening. And that's one thing that's really been helping me with setting rhythms and routines, and just figuring out how to make our life easier, more smooth, how to make our life look the way we want it to look. So that's what we're learning about on there. If you're interested in it, go check it out. They're on Instagram. I think they have a website as well, and it's a membership that you pay for monthly, but I've really enjoyed it. I started it whenever they started it back last year, maybe around August or September, and each month we focus on something different, and I really enjoyed it. All right, I've gotten the chicken pulled apart, pulled off the bone, and so I've got all of that over here on this side, and the bones and all the little pieces on this side. So what I'm actually going to do with that stuff is I'm going to bag it up, put it in the refrigerator, and then a couple of days, maybe tomorrow night, I might start tomorrow night, but probably on Wednesday, because we'll be home most of the day Wednesday, I will put it into the crock pot to make some more chicken stock, chicken broth, just to have on hand. Trying to buy less chicken broth from the store, but still having to buy some, but just trying to limit where I can. And then I'm going to take the broth that is left from cooking the chicken and put it into my pot for our soup. So tonight I'm making a chicken noodle soup, and honestly I've never made chicken noodle soup before, so we'll see how this goes. So I will put, you know, that chicken stock in there, and then use some of this chicken for the soup as well, and then some, like I said, for buffalo chicken dip. But I will probably take that chicken that I pulled off the bone and shred it up, maybe with a hand mixer or something like that. That's just a little bit faster than doing it by hand. How's it going?
Good.
Good. You like making cookies?
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. Little bit woke up. Say hi. You got the crazy hair. You ready for lunch? Hey. Did you get a good nap? You ready for some soup? You gonna eat? Yeah. All right. Let's get you some soup. We've found just so much value in creating community and nurturing that community in all facets of our life. Thankfully, we learned that kind of early on in our marriage. We started attending the church that we attend now, and they really push something called small groups, which is similar to like Sunday school, I guess, but you meet outside the church at different times throughout the week. So it could be, you know, a lunch small group, or maybe you meet at nighttime. So we kind of hopped into that early on in marriage because we were new parents. We'd only been married like a couple of years, and we were just kind of honestly struggling, and we needed that help. We needed help, we needed support, and we thought, oh, we'll jump into this small group about parenting because these people have it all figured out. They can help us, you know. And what we learned was they don't have it all figured out either, but you know, they were there to support us and encourage us and to share what they did know, you know, what they had learned. And so that was great. We learned that kind of early on in our marriage, thankfully. And so we've always made community a priority. And you know, like I said earlier, it's not always easy. Sometimes it can be a little inconvenient to try to prepare and get ready for the things, but it's always worth it in the long run. All right, got our cheese shredded for buffalo chicken dip tonight. Am I the only person who it took forever to hop on this shredding your own cheese train? I mean, like I've been thinking for years that this would be so easy to do, and I didn't actually start doing it until like last week. So anyways, it's a lot cheaper too. Who knew? One event that's coming up that I'm really excited about is with the Women's Homestead Society. So it started in Tennessee, and we live in Alabama, so you know, we're only about 4.5 hours away from where it began, where it was founded. And so I just kind of ran upon it on Instagram, and those are the cookies. Hold on. They look good. Let me get them before they burn. So I'm excited because they're having their first ever conference. Last year they had just a meet and greet, and this year they're having their first conference. And so that is in March. It's coming up. I'm going to be traveling, going for a weekend by myself, which is really interesting. I don't think I've ever really traveled anywhere and been by myself, and I've made friends through the online community, but no one that I actually know in real life yet. So I'm excited to meet people in real life and get to know them, other women that are doing this homesteading thing, and to hear from the speakers. It's gonna be a great weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. But I would encourage you to, you know, look on Facebook or Instagram, or just ask around your local community and try to find people that are doing this homesteading thing too, or whatever it is that you're doing. You may not be homesteading, but look at your church and find people that are walking through similar things as you in the same season of life as you, and just really dig into those relationships and make time and effort to find those relationships and really make them grow. Alright, here we go. Got some chicken noodle soup. Now, these noodles are not homemade, but maybe I can tackle that one day soon. I've never tried that, but I would like to. It's on my list. So I am doing the chicken noodle soup, and we're gonna do salad, chicken fingers for the kids, and then some other people are bringing some appetizers like sausage balls and that sort of thing, and then another lady is going to bring another soup. So you don't have to do it all on your own. Don't feel like you have to. Don't feel the pressure of having to provide everything for everyone. Chip in, everybody does their part, and it makes it way easier. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. I enjoyed bringing you along in the kitchen, and let me know, did you enjoy this? What would you like to see? Maybe I can share some sourdough or something like that next. Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.